Good evening. How everyone doing today? God is good and God is good all the time. My name is Richard Space Divine. I'm here to give you a little short news on today. And we're going to start with Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis is he formally announced, his run for 2024 Republican presidential this week. So we're going to look at his controversial record as governor of Florida, which has been marked, by attacks, on LGBTQ, rights, immigrant, public education, and more. So also in a ACP recently issued a travel advisory for Florida, the state, to be openly hostile to Black American and other minor groups. So PEN America to alter other parents to assume the Pinnacle of Florida. You also, have the school board banning books, on race and LGBTQ issued from school board library. So DeSantis, you have all these rules and policies that you constantly keep on coming up with, you know, constantly coming up with banning this, banning that, and pretty much a lot of it is against African American and all kind of issues. So we don't want anyone, to talk about. You don't want anyone in your state, to talk about Black history. You want to cancel the AP course. So banning books. So now we don't want our now you banning all the books. But at the same time, we don't want our kids to read sex books and violence and shooting and killing. That's not the kind of books we're talking about. A lot of books that you are banning, some of it is educational books, a history, knowledgeable books for them to learn about a whole lot of stuff, so it's not just negative books that you're pulling off the shelf, so you're doing you're doing too much because you Disneyland thing in Florida. You're going backward and forward with them. So it's so much rules and policies and banning that you're doing. You really have to slow down. Because you're being controlled over so much stuff. You know, you have to slow down. You're doing all this as being a governor. And now you're running for president. For 2024. So you're doing all this now. Imagine what else you're going to be coming up with as a president. So everyone in your state of Florida, are restricted to have any conversation, about race, you know, uh, also a tax, on a college board, AP advance, placement, African American study course. You sign into law a measure that block college from spending, public funds on DEI. So you block that, so you won't have no funds going towards that program. So you remove books from the classroom and the library. DeSantis, you are running, for President 24. So you really have to sit back and really calculate your mind of all these rules and policies that you constantly is coming away, you know. But you're looking for what? Because you're not just only going against Black American, you is going against Disney that who been established for so many years. You're going against so many other people, So it's not just African American you're coming against, So it seems like you're looking for war, but we're looking for peace, So we will use the First Amendment, because these bans removal, violate children rights to read, 14th Amendment raise in equal concern, books that based on stories told who telling the story of color or either sexual or the character that violate our protection for equal in education. So I request, that the school board place all books on the shelf, you know, um, is violating children rights to read. And also requested all books in school, the library, to remain until there are objection overruled. So in the meantime, while that is waiting to be objected to be overruled, it should remain on the shelf until further notice. So that's where DeSantis talk about we're gonna talk about our former president Donald Trump. You know, that's all you hear. And also the debt ceiling. You know, um, former president Donald Trump. It's the first president, to break history. To be indicted, facing criminal charges. But running and also running for president also, for 2024. You know, so he are innocent until proven guilty. But let's look at all the charges that's coming against him. So Trump indictment, charged with 34 felony, counsel of falsified witness records, an indictment that was unsealed. You know, Also the hush money, 130,000. Also the classified document, being moved in his possession. Now he was on CNN. He announced, that because he was the president, he was able to take the document. But, he cannot take the document just because you're the president. When you're in the president's seat, you have to still follow rules. And I did put that out like weeks ago, about the document, how the procedures of the document for 2024 for any president that's going to be in seat. So rules. And then he played in the role in the event of January 6, 2021. Also the sexual assault with Jean Carroll. Now these matters are still being investigated, but the jury had found Donald Trump sexual abuse Jean Carroll, in civil case, and also they reward her, $5 million. Now Jean Carroll stated that her abuse had started in 1996, and she was rewarded, $5 million, for battery and defamation. So Trump denied all charges. He denied all charges, and that's why the case is still going on. He received no jail time. So as a result of the civil verdict, so after he paid her $5 million, she was rewarded $5 million. The next day, Trump was on CNN town hall. He made many false, claims about 2021 election violations, on January the 6th, and handling the record after leaving the White House. So the former President Trump, while he was on CNN, he made a whole lot of statements. He also had blasted Jean Carroll as a whack job. Now, he just had paid her $5 million. And then the next day, he was on CNN and blasted this woman, called her names. So the day after federal court jury found him liable for sexual abuse and defaming her, Jean Carroll sued Trump again. Sue him again. Seeking new damages, after trashing her, calling her names. He went on CNN saying, CNN, and saying words against this woman who been assaulted. Her case, that went public, and you took it as a joke. But enough, she had to express her feelings. This happened in 1996. And for her to express her feeling on national TV, public, that took a whole lot out of her. And then the next day, you called this woman all kinds of names. So you are, you are still innocent until you prove guilty. So we can't say any too much about your case because right now you're still innocent until they approve you guilty. So you are running for president for 2024, you know. And so you have to take a look on how you're treating women, how you calling them names, and you about to run for president, to serve. You're about to serve, in the White House again, you know. So you think that's okay to be a president and take classified document, because you are the president. That's what you stated on CNN. But you not, you know, authorized to take the classified document just because you're the president. And I did have new rules on the document. I will come out with that again for 2024. Because they have to be really careful. Who take a look at this document and have to be authorized before, before it's in your possession. So you trash a woman and you thought it was funny. You had everyone in the audience just laughing. And us women, we don't think that was funny. It took everything in that woman, to sit up there and quote every day and tell her story of what happened, to the public. So we don't think that was funny. So they are still investigating January 6th event. They're still investigating that. They're still investigating the document. Because there was new development. New development on the document that's still in your possession. So they're still investigating all these things. So you have all these cases on you while you're still running for president. So even if they find you innocent in all these charges, I request that you step down from president. Because you being in seat and president and you're trashing a woman like this here, it will still get worse while you're in the White House. You have to respect women and not treat them like that in public and think it's funny. So I request that you step down from running for president for 2024. Even if you found innocent. Because in one case, you had to pay somebody off $5 million. You have to start respecting women. You have to start respecting your position as a president and not think you is authorized to take documents out of the possession of the office. So I also talk about Ron DeSantis also running for president for 2024, and also just constantly, he's a governor right now, and constantly is just stepping all over people and just banning stuff, and coming up with rules and policy. It's only just gonna get worse. So I also had requests that the books in the schools, the library, remain into objection, overrule it. They put it off the shelf before any judge overrule anything. Until the Supreme Court overrule, the book should remain in the school and should remain in the library until we get injunction overruled. So we just talk about that. We just talk about Trump, the president. It's too much going on, backwards and forward. He in court with all these charges and still running for president at the same time. And then got out, and then the next day he trashed a woman that he had to reward her $5 million. And laughing, thought it was funny, and had everybody in the audience laughing like that was funny. That's being disrespectful and treating a woman like trash. And you running for president. So you have to sit back and realize you about to sit in a seat. You about to be in the White House. And so you have to give everyone its respect. Because when you're a president, you representing and helping to America. That's what you is. And when you're a president, and the way you talk about this woman, like it was nothing and thought it was funny. Us women don't think that was funny when this woman been attacked and had to tell her story, in public. So that's all the news I have for you today. I see y'all in the next video. Y'all have a wonderful day.